Issa Rae, welcome to the Daily Social Distancing Show.
Hey, Trevor Noah. Thank you for having me. Distanced.
Yes, having you very distant. Although I feel like you have been somebody who I feel like you're always in my life. You know, like there are some people who make the kinds of shows that make you feel like you know them as a person. Like I would probably be one of your creepy fans who comes up to you in the street and thinks I know you more than I do. I'm sure you have people like that because you make those kinds of shows where whenever I watch Issa Rae, I go like, I know her. Issa's my best friend, but we're not best friends. And I'm actually very creepy when I do that to you. Do you have that a lot with people? Do they all feel like they know you?
What a high compliment. Yes, people do. I take it as a compliment until they start like insulting me and my character, my literal character. But I'd be flattered if to me on the street and thought you knew me. I welcome it.
What do you think that is? I've always wondered how you do that because, like, everyone can make a show, but when Issa Rae makes her show, there's a connectivity to it that connects people. Even if you give like a speech at an award show, there's a familiarity that you have that connects people to you. Have you ever wondered what that is?
I haven't. I don't try to look a gift horse in the mouth. And it's not something that I realize until people may bring it up. But I think for me, it just comes down to relatability. I do strive to like just find the commonality there and pray the only one that goes through things.
I think what makes Insecure such a fantastic show, and hopefully a show that'll change shows forever, is you created a show in which black women specifically can occupy all spaces and places within society. You know, there's no archetype of what the black woman is supposed to be. You can be the lawyer, you can be the broke ass friend, you can be the person who's focused, not focused, the person who's, you know, um, there's something powerful in that, and I've always wanted to know whether you set out to create that or whether you were just replicating your world as you saw it.
It's definitely the latter. It was that, and I think that's what was the frustration about not seeing that on television for so long, because I was surrounded by these women who occupied so many different spaces, and I wasn't seeing that reflected on television. And it was just like, but this is my life, this is their life, this is my mom's friend's life. So what is the problem? Where's the disconnect now? And of course, we had that during the earlier decades, but there was, that dearth in the early 2000s,
Right.
2000 to 2010, the odds, and it was just like, where are we, and where are these women that I know so well? And so I wanted to intentionally reflect that world, just because it was missing.
The show has been extremely successful, and then you drop the bombshell on us and you tell us that Insecure is now coming to an end. The question is why?
Because it's a story, and good stories end. And even in pitching it that first season, I knew that I wanted to end it the fifth season. Princess and I talked about that, and he was just like, yeah, that feels right. And so we've been building towards this journey to finish telling the story. I love watching television that kind of that takes me on a story. Like there's nothing like a meandering story. And so for me, I hope that people leave feeling satisfied. Like, oh, I'm glad I watched that. I'm glad I watched that story be told.
I think everyone's going to have that feeling. And what's cool is if you're an Issa Rae fan, I mean, from what I read in the magazines, there's not going to be a shortage of Issa Rae in the world. Like, you are doing mogul things, is what the internet calls it. You know, when Twitter goes like, oh, making money moves, then you know, like, things are happening.
Get the bag.
Yeah, you're getting the bag, you're making the money moves. Congratulations, first of all, because you are just making things. You've signed a giant deal. You're going to be creating everything across the board. Firstly, where do you find the time? Secondly, what are you now looking to do that you haven't already done?
So much. I mean, thank you. I have the time because I work with incredible people. And so like, there's different arm company, and people you have incredible taste and work very hard. And then for me next, I want to go behind the scenes. Like I love exploring the business parts of the industry. I love producing the work of people who I'm a fan of. And uh, I have not made a film yet. That is my personal next goal. And yeah, there's just so many things that I want to do, and I don't want to just do anything to do it. I want to do things well.
Talk me through your partnership with LifeWTR. This is really interesting. I saw money, I saw opportunity, and I saw Issa Rae, and I was like, all right, I want to know what this is all about. What's happening?
Um, so I've always, in the spirit of collaboration, wanted to find other people to work with, and this industry right now talks so much about diversity and representation, and where do you find these people? And it's like we're trying to create the pipeline. Basically, LifeWTR and I have partnered to hold a contest to find people and artists and creatives who need that opportunity to have their work be seen.
Oh wow.
They've created a 20 bottles with the work of these various artists that we've hand selected, and then we're doing a contest to find 5 more, and they'll get $10,000 to have their work commissioned.
I wonder if part of the reason you did this is because, in many ways, your career was also started by the people. I mean, your original show was this awkward black girl, and here you had people on a Kickstarter saying, "Oh, we're gonna make this thing happen." Without that, you might not be here today, or maybe the journey would have taken much longer.
Without a doubt, I know what it's like to be in those early stages and be like, if someone just sees my work, if just that
Right.
one person believes me, have a platform, then that could change the game for me. Or it could not, but I just need to either see this and be like, this is great, or see this and be like, this sucks, don't ever try again. And so we are hopefully providing this platform for these artists and looking out for them in a way that the industry isn't necessarily doing. Specifically by having LifeWTR commission a study to see like where there's a lack of representation in these areas. It's visual art, fashion, music, and filmmaking.
Oh, okay. Issa Rae, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Trevor.